Person is dead after they were hit by a car last night on Newburgh Road. It happened just before 11 near the Metro Animal Shelter in Hikes Lane. Police believe they were crossing the road from the middle of the block. The driver did stay on scene. Another major move for downtown Louisville. On the heels of Humana's decision to vacate its tower for another downtown location, Fifth Third Bank says it's now relocating to Nulu.
Yeah, it'll be part of a new development at the corner of Shelby and Jefferson Streets, about a mile away from the 4th Street location. Jim Stratman is joining us live from 4th Street with more on that move. Jim, developers in this new spot are hopeful for what it could bring.
Yeah, that's right, Grace. I've actually done some stories here in the past about the development and the hope for what downtown will look like. And being talked to officials who are in charge of downtown, they're actually pretty hopeful when it comes to this move. Fifth Third moving out of this skyscraper that you see behind me to a new location, freeing this space up. That could be big for the future of downtown as they look to move to a more residential first neighborhood here in the downtown area. Now, we did talk yesterday with Lee Wayland of Wayland Ventures. He is the one who confirmed to us the move, Fifth Third Bank out of this building, moving over to Nulu in the coming year. The banking company set to go to a new 12,500 square foot place on the corner of Shelby and Jefferson Streets in Nulu. We talked to the president of Greater Louisville Incorporated and the owner of Bear Nosed Pizza downtown about that move. And while both spoke about momentum for downtown, each one saw this specific move as a little bit differently.
They seem like a lot of announcements at once, but we're very hopeful that this is really the beginning of a true renaissance and a revitalization of downtown.
To me, life's about momentum, and when you have two things like that, it kind of hurts your momentum a little bit. So I want the downtown momentum to just keep on growing.
Fifth Third is expected to move to its new development in Nulu in 2025. Now, as for this 4th Street space, GLI says that they expect the building to undergo some major renovations towards the end of this year. But as to what might fill this space in the coming years, well, that is still very early in the process. They haven't quite gotten that far yet. Eric, Grace?
Right, Jim, thank you. This announcement comes a day after Humana announced it's moving its employees from the Humana Tower to its Waterside building on East Main Street. In his first public comments about the departure, Mayor Greenberg says he is not giving up on Humana's future in downtown.
Let's be clear. Humana is not vacating downtown Louisville. Humana will remain a critically important part of downtown Louisville. Humana owns the building right now. We are in conversations with them already. We're going to be reaching out to many others. We're going to be soliciting ideas. They're, I'm sure, going to have ideas. And so hopefully it will be a collaborative process. But Humana owns the building, and so they ultimately will make the decision about the future.
The Humana Tower is expected to be empty in the next 18 to 24 months.
Following reports of mold, bugs, and safety concerns at public housing properties, Metro Council is launching an investigation into the Louisville Metro Housing Authority. The Government Oversight and Audit Committee approved an order to start the investigation. That means it doesn't need full council approval. The investigation would include looking at the circumstances of housing conditions, leadership, and management at the Housing Authority, and identifying any shortcomings in training or policy. Councilman Ja'Cory Arthur represents the district, including Dosker Manor, and co-sponsored the original proposal.
I want to encourage all the residents to get involved with the investigation so that we can work together to make the housing authority better. We got some of the best public schools, public libraries, and public parks in this city, and we think that we should have some of the best public housing as well.
Newly appointed Housing Authority Director Elizabeth Strojan was asked about the investigation last week after a meeting about Dosker Manor. She told us she welcomes all ideas and thoughts on what it can do better.
So I'm not worried about an investigation in terms of what they might find or anything like that, because if there are issues, I want to know about it. That's my job, to know about it.
Strojan says she also wants to sit down with council members to go over the information and reports that are already publicly available.
Protesters who were arrested for blocking the entrance to Raytheon missile systems in Louisville are now addressing the charges against them. Officers arrested 15 people for trespassing last Friday after giving commands to leave the property. Members of the Louisville Ceasefire Coalition were protesting the ongoing Israeli assault on Gaza and the part played by the United States. They say the arms company manufactures weapons sold to the Israeli government.
Our protest also emphasizes that continued and growing U.S. military aid to Israel and the profiteering of these companies directly contributes to the genocide of the Palestinian people.
The coalition was formed after the initial Hamas attack on October 7th to push for a ceasefire in Gaza and end Israeli occupation.